Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For some reason, I was thinking I had a few more seconds to go. Kind of got me daydreaming a little bit when the camera turned on, a little bit discombobulated. So here we are today. I was almost going to say it was Wednesday. That's how discombobulated I am. It's Tuesday. So welcome everyone to the Tuesday Trader live stream. It's going to be a quick one today. Not a whole lot to update, but I am going to click on, we got CoinGecko here. I'm going to show you a couple of trades that I am in. And we'll have a quick little, we'll have a, quick little 15, 20-minute conversation, famous last words. I do have someplace that I have to be, though, in less than an hour. So that's part of the reason for the expedition or whatever the word is. I know that was a crazy word. You guys are pretty nice to me. You never make fun of me when I say all these crazy words that are not English words. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hope the markets aren't killing you. Hopefully you're, surviving through these painful times. And, let's go ahead since I've got it pulled up. Well, I wanted to say a couple things real fast. Like one of the things is I really like this time of day. I wonder what you guys are thinking about this time of day. The thing about this time of day for me is this works out really good for me while I'm on the road because I know I don't have any fun stuff that I've got planned. Back at home, I don't know if I've mentioned this, not that you guys care probably, but part of the reason I do my live stream at 9 in the morning is so that I have the freedom to do whatever I want the rest of my day. I don't have something that I have to be back home for at 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. Even though I think if this live stream was at, say, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, it might get more viewers. The freedom to, once I'm done with the live stream by about 10:30 in the morning, the freedom normally to do whatever I want to do for the rest of the day, go out to lunch when I want to go out to lunch, go out to dinner when I want to go out to dinner, take off and go have fun is more important to me in a sense. But I'm kind of curious, for those of you on the live stream today, how do you like this 2, 3, 4 p.m. kind of a time frame? Does it work good for you, or is it a little bit, do you prefer the earlier mornings? The reason I ask is, we're going to be out here in Colorado at least one more time. So there's probably going to be a couple more weeks where I'm out here. This is the last live stream that's going to happen while I'm here in Colorado this time. I think tomorrow's live stream, we're just going to cancel tomorrow's live stream altogether. We've got a bunch of doctor's appointments and things going on. So this Tuesday Trader will be the last live stream for this week. And then hopefully I'll be home by the time next week's live streams roll around. All right. Let me see. God will make everything better says this time is better. Yeah, I mean, I know it's probably going to be 50-50. There's a lot of people that are going to like this time and some that aren't. Unfortunately, God, once we get back home, it's definitely going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Because it just is so much easier for me to be able to plan out the rest of my day. I don't like having something hanging over my head right in the middle of the day. So, well, let's get into it. You guys didn't come here to hear me talk about what I like and what I Well, that was fun. I really, really enjoy the internet at this hotel. I'll tell you that much. Holy smokes. It's got to be some of the worst that I've ever experienced, unfortunately. And they don't even have a paid version. The only way that you can be on the internet here is through the free version, but it's normally pretty solid. I was able to do a almost hour long live stream last week, or excuse me, yesterday, without having any disconnections like that. But this one, just right in the middle here, it just, totally shut off on me. The internet goes off like very quickly. If for some reason I step away from my computer for 5 or 10 minutes, or I'm doing something on my phone with the computer still right here in front of me, I'll come back to do real happy because she's heard me muttering underneath my breath and cussing underneath my breath about 30 times a day the last few days. Anyways, hopefully we'll get a little bit of a break, and it'll last a little while. Mr. Future of Crypto, that is a great question. Bobby and I and the team have been going back and forth. I know that we want to get Bobby on the channel and get him, to be able to meet the community here and share new things with everybody. And it's definitely a high priority. But I also don't want to have him on the channel while I'm on this trip and while the internet sucks. And, so I want to wait till I'm back home with my good computer and my good Wi-Fi and all of that. So it's probably going to be another, couple of weeks. And in a lot of ways, Bobby is looking forward to being on the channel, but it's not his highest priority. Texicoin is going amazing and growing, at exponential rates. And he understands that coming onto this channel, while it's good advertising, it's not a bad thing. It's not necessarily going to move the needle so much that it causes him to make it a very high priority. So part of it is that I've been out of town, and part of it is that Bobby's just got a lot going on with running the company. And although he will get on the show at some point in time, it's just got to line up and make sense for everybody involved. Thanks, my love, for being here, letting everybody know that we were going to be right back. This is my sweetheart, my wife, on here. Support the channel. Love you, babe, and appreciate you. And let me see here. We got Tim G just rolling in saying, good evening. Make sure to smash that like button. If I don't respond, it's because I'm driving. Hey, thanks for the update. Appreciate you, Tim. I appreciate you being here, even though it's, maybe not the most convenient time for you to be here. Love your brother. Appreciate you being here. Same thing for all of you. Dave P., I appreciate you being here every single day. And one of the things that I do like about this time, maybe I'll start doing one live stream a week later on like this, because like Future of Crypto 65, I don't remember the last time I saw you at 9 a.m. Vegas Visuals, same thing. Vegas, I know you've been around for a long time, but I don't think I normally see you at 9 a.m. God will make everything better. So I really do like seeing some of you that are able to get onto these later live streams. So maybe I'll set something up where once a week or once every couple of weeks, I do a live stream at I'm in Mountain Time Zone now. Where I live in Arizona, it's Mountain Time Zone half the year and Pacific Time Zone half the year. So 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is now 10 a.m. my time where I live. So what I would probably do is around a 4 or 5 p.m. live stream my time, which would make it 3 or 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern, which would be a pretty good time for a lot of people to hop on that maybe can't make it at 9 in the morning. Because at 9 in the morning my time, that makes it noon Eastern. So most of the people on the East Coast are probably working and stuff. So I can understand why maybe doing a little bit later live stream part of the time would be great. Let's try this again. We've got the cryptocurrency market cap pulled up here. Let's try to click over and talk about this a little bit with hopefully without the computer going out on me. So Bitcoin can't make up its mind. Ran all the way up to over 106,000, I believe it was. Take a look at here over the last 24 hours. Yeah, 107, 357 is what CoinGecko is saying in the last 24 hours was its peak, and it's all the way back down to under 102 or under 103. 7-day range, as we know, it dropped down into the 99K range, but it did pop back up, and it hasn't gone under 100,000 again over the last handful of days. So I think that's a positive sign. And I really believe, guys, wholeheartedly, that this bull market isn't over. I've been talking to a lot of people that I respect immensely, and the general consensus is that we've still got a $200,000 Bitcoin in front of us. Now, the other general consensus is with the government shutdown and everything that's going on, it might not happen in 2025. It may be the first quarter of 2026 before we get back to, you know, that $150,000, $175,000, $200,000 Bitcoin. A lot of people do predict that between now and the end of the year, we could get back up closer, you know, to like the 125 range, which would be fantastic. But the biggest takeaway is that myself and most people that I'm talking to don't believe that we're going to be just going into a full-blown bear market from here on. So I know there's some people out there in the world that think bear market is upon us, and that we should be, you know, tethering up and battening down the hatches and really getting ready for a miserable, you know, couple, 2 or 3 years like normal in a bear cycle. But I live on the edge of believing that there's still some positivity to come. You know, I don't have a crystal ball and anything can happen, but I just don't see how we can be through with this bull market with basically zero moves from 95 to 99% of the altcoins. I mean, you guys might be able to think of a few more, but other than like in the top 25, I can think of Solana and XRP that have had good runs. And even XRP, if you really look at it, I mean, it was probably at around 50 cents before it ran up. So it's still only at, you know, 4 to 5x, which is nothing to write home about. So in my opinion, I mean, Solana has done phenomenal. It's probably the number one earning altcoin in the top, you know, the top 25 or top 50 that, you know, went from $7 to $10 and now is hanging out at 150, but it did have, you know, a $250, $300 peak at one point in time during this market. But take that with a grain of salt for those of you that are still on here. But I still think that we've got some positivity coming. If we take a look at the current trades that I'm not in anything real life shattering. I've got 2 trades in right here on BYDFi. One of them is a Solana trade that I got in at around 185. And then I did a ladder trade. So it's still underwater. I've got about $150 into the trade. My liquidation price is 140. It's never really came anywhere near 140, but it keeps flirting with this 150 range and then up into the 160s. But I needed to get back up to 173.94 in order to get back to even on this trade. And then on the flip side, I got into a trade on Atom for $100 at $2.54.9, and right now it's $2.95. Now both of these are only 5x leverage trades, so that's why even though this thing is up from $2.55 all the way up to $2.95, it's only about an 80% winner right now, about $80 worth of profit. If this breaks up into the 360 to 375 range, I will probably change this from 5x leverage to 10x leverage and add some more funds to it. I think that is the next key level that we're really looking to break through. Once we break through like 370, I think there's a very high likelihood that it'll run up to $4.50, $5.50, $6 relatively quickly. Same thing. I'm not too worried about this Solana trade. I don't think it's going to get liquidated. I'm only in at 150. So if it got down into like the 145 range, I would probably go throw in another order for like $200 or $300 at this 140 range, 141. That'd take my liquidation price all the way down to like 125, 126, 127, which, you know, if I got to ladder in a little bit to protect this trade, I am willing to do so. This trade over here is almost not even worth mentioning, but I had about $35 laying around or $25 laying around in this account. And so I decided to go throw that in, a little over $25 on VeChain. And also just went with 5x leverage. I felt like it was beaten down enough to go with 10x leverage, but I'm kind of liking not getting stopped out. Every time I've done anything recently with 10x leverage, it's been getting liquidated. If I don't, what is going on here? I don't want to enter a valid closing price. I just want to X out. I don't know where that even came from, but you can see I got in on this one at 17, just over 17 cents, 17.086. Right now it's at 17.011. So it is down 2% and about 58 cents that I'm underwater. So this is super, super close to the price that I put it at. Curious, what are the rest of you guys thinking about the market? Anybody thinking that this is a good time to jump into some longs? Is there anybody that's really kind of certain that they think we're going to see, $75,000, $85,000 Bitcoin before we really head up? And so you're more interested in shorting the market, maybe short term, like even if you think we're going to $150,000, $200,000 Bitcoin over the next handful of months, you believe that in the short term, over the next couple, 3-4 weeks, next month or two, that we could see like $75,000 Bitcoin. I would love to know what you guys are up to. If if you're trading, are you putting in longs or are you shorting the market? What are you guys up to out there? Don't all of you respond at once. Maybe you guys just aren't doing a whole lot of trading. And I don't blame you. I'm not doing a ton either. I'll give you guys a chance to think about it for a minute. If you want to reply, you can. In the meantime, I'm going to run over here and we're going to share this screen. And I'm going to run over here and change something real quick. We're going to go over here to the media assets and we're going to change this to Minotaur trading systems. And what you're looking at here on this screen is my Blowfin account, which has my Minotaur bot working tirelessly for me on my behalf. So you can see Bitcoin's been pretty volatile. I don't know if you can see in the screen here, but it's showing here that 813 of my $1,000 is free. So there's about $150 worth of trades. Right now, the unrealized profit in this account is $50. But what I want to really show you guys and what I love about the Minotaur trading bot is it really takes advantage of these downswings. So you can kind of see here that the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the last 5 things that's been triggered is to buy. And so what it'll do, it'll buy at the current price. And then the reason it bought more was because Bitcoin went down lower and then it went down lower. So it bought some more, went down lower, bought some more. So it keeps buying on the way down. And then for whatever reason, it tried to do some sells here that didn't work, but it did get this sell in. But what will happen, you'll notice here, so like, realized profit here was $21. Realized profit was only $2, $2. Realized profit $8. Realized profit $42. Realized profit $2.56, and so on and so forth. So you can see here that not one trade out of the last 15 or 20 has actually been a loss. It just takes time. But the Minotaur trading bot is really designed to take advantage of the downturns in the cycle. And so for the Minotaur trading bot, if we did get, you know, a wipeout all the way down to like $75,000 in Bitcoin, the Minotaur trading bot would absolutely be slurping it up and loving every second of it. And then as Bitcoin does come back up and get to 110, 115, 125, and it started taking profits, this account would go into the green extremely rapidly. Let me see if I've got this pulled up. Let me pull up my YouTube here real quick. See if want to click on this video real fast and see if the description is the way that I like it. Let me click over here and then turn this off. So yeah, it is. So I want to share with you guys real fast. If you are interested at all in learning how to basically automate your trading, the only thing that I did was go into my Blowfin account, put the $1,000 in there. Then I got on a call with these guys from Minotaur, and they walked me through how to hook up my TradingView account to the Minotaur trading bot. So I'm going to throw this link right here into the chat. This is a link if you want to learn more about the Minotaur trading system. I think it's absolutely amazing. And although it's taking a little while for me to really see the gains, one of the reasons that I jumped into this was because one of my favorite traders in all of the world is Sam Price, Crypto Lifer. I know that most of you have probably heard about him or are watching his show. He says this is the most accurate trading bot he's ever seen. It trades just like I do. The way it mitigates positions blows my mind. This trading system is no joke, and I want to keep it all to myself. Now, Sam is famously known for putting over a Bitcoin into this trading bot. So when this trading bot is trading on his behalf, it's got over $100,000 worth of capital to work with. And when Sam Price goes and shows his, you know, these wins and losses here, his are several $100 wins when it's winning. And he's been using the Minotaur trading bot now for quite a while, like well over a year that he has been sharing this with his family. So I've got $1,000 in it. He's got over $100,000 in it. And that's why his numbers are way, way, way bigger. But this is definitely an incredible way to make money while you're sleeping, to just be able to set it and basically forget it. And they have a fully functional support team. So let's say I wanted to throw another 10 grand into this trading bot. I would want to change the settings a little bit. I would want it to be investing more dollars per trade and so on and so forth, in which case I have a gentleman named Sebastian that has been assigned to me that I would just DM him, book a time on his calendar. We would hop on at the same time and he would walk me through on a Zoom how to add that $5,000 and what settings to change inside of the bot. So I really love, like, this got funded back in the beginning of September and I haven't touched it. All I've done is let it run, and I'm probably going to just continue to let it run for the next several months, if not the next several years. So with that, guys, if you haven't tried out the Minotaur trading systems yet, I highly recommend clicking on this link, booking a free call. They're going to walk you through. They're going to demonstrate how it works. They're going to show you the numbers. There's absolutely no commitment necessary. They would love to talk to you whether you really think you are in the market to buy a bot or not. They would like to share this information with you because that's how they grow their community and that's how they grow the project and grow, you know, people knowing about it. Obviously, me sharing it with you today is great. There's a handful of you seeing this, but until you really get on a phone call with these guys and really get to dissect their brains, ask them all of the questions that you're thinking right now, you're really not really that great of an advertisement for the Minotaur trading bots. where once you go through that free phone call, even if you don't decide to use their software yourself, you know a lot more about it so that you can, tell other people about it and, and kind of be a mouthpiece for the company. Let's see, I'm going to go back here to the comments section. Maybe. There we go. So Dave P says he is still long. Yeah, me too. Like all of my positions are long, and that's, really what I am focusing on. So I'm going to go back over here to CoinGecko for a minute or two, and then we're going to get out of here. So let me share CoinGecko, but I'll tell you guys, this is what I'm looking at as I go down CoinGecko. Make sure that you guys are seeing my screen. Yep. Okay. So I pull up CoinGecko, and then when I'm looking for projects that I want to long, one of the things that I'm looking at doing is I'm trying to see these couple of numbers here, where they're at in the last 24 hours and where they're at in the last week. Obviously, in the last week, a lot of projects are up and doing well. Now, Solana is not one of them, really. I mean, it's up 2.5% for the 7-day time frame, but it's down 5.6% in the last 24 hours. So Solana is definitely a token that I would highly consider longing. Another one that is kind of curious that I'm kind of curious about. Let me see if I can find Polkadot and see what Polkadot has done. So yeah, Polkadot is another one. It's up 26% for the last 7 days, but it's down 4%. And the main thing I'm looking at here is this $3.09 price point. If Polkadot continues to head up, it's kind of like Atom, where if it breaks through like a $3.60, $3.75 Polkadot, it's probably going to run up and hit, $5.50. So with 5x leverage at $5, that would be a 40% gain. Times 5 is, a 200% gain. Now with 5x leverage, you're getting a 60 cent liquidation barrier. So if you were to make a trade on Polkadot at 309, it would have to go all the way down to around 340-ish, 345, 349 before it was going to, or 249, excuse me, before it was going to get liquidated. And to me, that's a pretty safe bet. And then even if it gets down towards 249, if you do one ladder at 250, that gives you another 25 cents. So, and then times 10% of 250 is 25. So it'd actually be 50 cents. So you can get all the way down to about $2 Polkadot with one 5x trade and one backup, one ladder trade on Polkadot. The other one that I wanted to take a look at was ICP. You can see that ICP is up, 7.5 for the week, but or in 24 hours, but it's down 9.6. And if you take a look at this one, for those of you that had been patient with this one, you actually got a really, really nice trade here. If you were able to get in back here, October 31st, this thing was $2.96, $3, and it ran all the way up, guys. It's at its peak to $8.72. It's retraced back to $6.14. So I would probably recommend being careful. It could come down further, depending on what Bitcoin does, but I would watch this one. And I wasn't a part of this. I've been trading some ICP back and forth, but I wasn't in a trade. And so if this does happen to go back down to around this $3 range, I will definitely be putting some longs in, knowing that this is a token that when it decides to go, man, it really went. So with that, guys, I appreciate all of your time. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. I'm going to hop off and get ready for my 4 o'clock business call. But love you. Appreciate each and every one of you. And we will see you hopefully next Monday morning on the Crypto Monday Mindset Mastery video. In the meantime, in between time, be blessed. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.